Now we're going to do problem 4 in our chapter 5 review of using the equal values method. All right, remember that we are going to be using or starting out with two equations in the y equals mx plus b form. And the change is represented by the m, and that can be either an increase or a decrease. And b represents the starting value. So let's go ahead and create a couple of y equals mx plus b equations using this problem. Jacques will wash the windows of a house for $15 plus $1 per window. Ray will wash them for $5 plus $2 per window. So this time they're telling us what x and y are. X is going to be the number of windows, and y is going to be the total charge for washing. All right, so let's write an equation that represents how much each person charges to wash windows. Then we'll solve that system of equations and explain what the solution means, and when it's more economical to use Jacques and when it's more economical to use Ray. Okay, so let's first start out with writing an equation. So that will be y equals mx, I'll leave a blank for the m, plus b. Okay, so now let's figure out what the m and the b are for Jacques. So let's see, he starts out by charging a flat fee or a starting fee of $15. So that's going to be our starting value. And then he charges $1 per window after that. So that will be 1 times x, as x represents the number of windows. Okay, so Ray is y equals mx plus b. And in Ray's case, it looks like he charges a flat fee of $5. So that's less than Jacques to start out with. But then every window is $2 per window. Okay, so we've got both the equations. We've got one for Jacques, that'll be our J equation, and one for Ray. All right, so let's rewrite the equation so that we can solve for x. So we're going to assume that that y is equal to y, because we're looking for the place where they are equally expensive. And so because we can assume that those two y's are equal to each other, and we know that each y is equal to this and to this, we can rewrite the equation to make those equal to each other. Okay, so let's rewrite the equation as 1x plus 15 is equal to 2x plus 5. And now we're going to solve for x. And we need to isolate x. We need to get it in one place and then isolate it. So I only want to end up with 1x. So I'm going to take the smaller one out. I'm going to subtract x from this side and from this side. On this side, it zeroes out, so all we have left is 15. On this side, it's 2 minus 1, so I still have 1x left, and I still have the plus 5. Okay, so now we are going to continue isolating this x. And so we're going to subtract 5 and 0 out that 5. We'll subtract from both sides. So all we have left on this side is 1x, which I can just write as just plain old x. And this has been zeroed out. And then on the left-hand side, 15 minus 5 is 10. Okay, so now we know that x is equal to 10. And so that is 10 windows. So when somebody has a house with 10 windows, then Jacques and Ray are the same price. But what is that price? Well, let's find out. Let's plug this 10 windows into one of their original equations. And I think I'll just use Jacques. So let's rewrite that. So that is y equals 1x plus 15. All right, and this time we'll substitute 10 in for x. Okay, 1 times 10 is just 10. 10 plus 15 is 25. So when a house has 10 windows, both Jacques and Ray will cost $25, or that would be $25 for 10 windows. Okay, so now we have to figure out when is it economical to use each window washer. Okay, so let's look and see what happens if we have less than 10 windows. So if we have less than 10 windows, Jacques is going to charge us $15 right off the bat. And so then it doesn't cost much for each individual window, but we have to pay $15 right away. And so if we plug in, let's say it's 9 windows, I can plug that into Jacques' equation. So y equals 1 times 9 is just 9 plus 15. So that's going to be 9 plus, that's going to be $24. Okay, but what happens if we plug that into Ray's? So if we look at Ray, 2 times 9, that's going to be 18 plus 5. Okay, so 2 times 18 plus 5 is going to be $22. So if it's less than 10 windows, Ray is going to be cheaper. So less than 10, Ray windows. Ray is cheaper. But Ray, remember Ray charges $2 per window. So if we go up a window, so let's say we're going to go 11 windows. So we know it's $25 for 10 windows. But then for Jacques, we would add on for one more window. That would only be $26. But for Ray, if we add on one more window, that's going to be $27. So Ray is more expensive if it's more than, so more than 10 windows. Then we would want Jacques. So Jacques is less. Okay. So if it's less than 10 windows, Ray is cheaper. If it's more than 10 windows, then Jacques is cheaper.